Okay guys, I thought I'd just show you guys a little bit if you guys run into something like this. So I have a quarter section here. There's probably about 80 to 90 acres that's bush. Other than that, it's completely surrounded by farmland. And the fella called me and said he had coyotes. And I found I found where they denned up. They've got 3 or 4 different spots in a log deck, actually, that they're underneath. I can clearly see that's where they're spending the night. It's only 100-200 yards that way. So I didn't find really a good area to throw a bait down. So I just walked a little ways. Now my estimate is there's 4, maybe 5 coyotes in here by the amount of tracks. But I came in here, there was no trails. So what I did is I started a little bait here. Now I don't need much because there's not that many coyotes here. And it's close enough to their den, to where they're bedding. They're gonna pick this up right away. They're gonna smell this right away. But there were no tracks in here. So what I've done is I just made, for now, just a series of trails by walking up and down, just so I have some place to hang a snare. So you can see I have a snare there. And then, I don't know if you can see that, there's another one there. And then I have another one along that trail. And I do have another one along this trail. Okay, so that's 4. And on this side of the bait here, I'm not gonna walk through there, but there's another another snare along this trail. Now, I can't guarantee you that you're gonna catch kites this way, but at least I have some snares out. I only have 5 snares out for now. But I gotta let the coyotes come in here and either use my trails, and if they do, I'll catch them, and or build their own trails. But we've got lots of snow. It's deep snow, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna be using my trails. So that's what you do if you come across an area. If you come across an area where you know there's coyotes, and there are coyote trails, but there's not really a really good spot to set up a bait or snares. Find where it's concentrated with the most coyote sign, and then just go off into the bush a little ways. Find yourself a little bit of an area. It doesn't have to be that big. And make your own trails and throw out some bait. Now, if this was if this area here would be an area where, you know, there was lots of kites, like if I knew that, you know, I'd have, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 coyotes hitting my bait, if I knew that there was an area, I would throw down way more bait than this. Okay, this is just to get me started. It's just to get the coyotes over here, and I know they're not that many coyotes. I'm hoping a couple checks and I've got these coyotes out of here. And I'm pretty pumped about setting coyote snares. I didn't set one coyote snare last year. These are my first coyote snares this year, and I'm just pumped to see if I can catch some dogs here. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna give this probably give this maybe 2 days, and then I'll come check, maybe even 3 days. We're supposed to have some pretty good weather here, so the coyotes I know will be moving, and by the coyote tracks that I found, they're gonna be moving. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pack this stuff up now, my gear, then I'll show you the log deck that it's kind of neat. They've got 3 or 4 different holes into that log deck that they're in. There's a trail going right in there. It's kind of cool. and it's like I said, it's just off. So they're gonna pick this smell up right away, and they should be in here now. I've done this in the past. This does work. It is better if the coyotes have their own trails. If I had lots of time, I would just throw the bait here. I'd come back in a week and set coyote snares, but I wanted to get some set right away. So that's how I'm gonna do it on this one. Okay, so you can see that hole right there. There's coyotes, and then there's another one there, and another one there. And then actually they're even up and in that log deck, I see a couple of holes. So that's kind of neat. I thought about throwing a snare right there, but you know what? I don't want to discourage the other coyotes. I mean, that's a guaranteed coyote right there. And so are those other 3 holes, but I'm gonna let the coyotes come to me now. So, sorry, you guys are probably getting dizzy. So there it is. That's where they're definitely bedding. And right there in those spruce, just a little ways in, I have my bait. So it's not even 100 yards actually. Now, many of you might say, well, Abe, throw a bait anywhere in here. And that's definitely doable. I've done that in the past and it works fine. But I'm just gonna pan around here and I'll show you the amount of territory I have to cover then. Okay, I'm gonna have to be setting snares everywhere, all the way around here. Which is fine. Like I said, I've done it. It works. I'm driving the old Dodge. But yeah, sorry you guys are getting dizzy. So now I'm back to square one. So I have to set an amazing amount of snares if I put the bait here. If I put it in there somewhere where it's a little bit more secluded and I know the coyotes are nearby, they're gonna smell it. Then I can kind of direct them where I want them to go. And I can set my snares up a little bit closer to the bait, and I don't have to cover such a big area. Now, one good thing about putting the coyotes, like if this was somewhere where I didn't know where they were bedding down, I would definitely put a bait here, because here you're gonna have birds and ravens and everything coming to it. Okay, that's just gonna draw the coyotes in. I don't want that. This guy doesn't want more coyotes here. He wants less coyotes here. So since I put it in there, I mean, there's still gonna be birds in there, but not nearly as many as if I would put a big bait right there. So we'll see how it works. I'll keep you guys informed. Okay, so I'm taking my youngest boy. We're gonna go check the coyote snares that we set the other day. He's very excited. This is his first trap check ever. He's 4 years old. So we're gonna go and we're gonna check some coyotes. Are we gonna maybe have a coyote? Yeah. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're pumped. And then what are we gonna do after we check coyotes? Are we gonna go to the store?
Yeah, and buy me the
and buy you a pop?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, tell you that before that.
You told me that before, yeah. So we're gonna go check coyote snares and then we're gonna go buy a pop. That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, I'll see you out at the snares. Well, I finally connected with a coyote here on this bait. Looks like actually a beautiful. This is my first coyote, and he's not that big, but beautiful coyote, white belly, nice light coyote too, really nice coyote. Pretty pleased with it. You can see this is the trail. I had my snare set up and he's really done very little to the trail. He went around this tree one time and laid down. There's very little disturbance, so that's awesome. But my first coyote, I came here the first time, had nothing, Second check I have 1. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. First coyote of the year. Stinger spring did his job. Yeah, it's exactly the way it's supposed to be. Awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this first coyote on this bait. Would have liked to have more by now, but I thought I'd have a really good first check, but I didn't. But I'm setting up on some of the coyotes trails that they've made instead of just doing my own trails. So hopefully I can connect again. Like I said, I don't think there's too many coyotes here. Looks like there's probably only about 4 or 5 coyotes. This is just one patch of bush here. So, but no, I'm happy. We will take this coyote out of here.